most times when you come in here, you always talk about the importance of
receiving information.
The people
giving us information.
Yeah, getting to help the security operatives. As it is now, today is August. How well can you say they've been able to help your organization as well as other security units in nipping some of all this in the bud?
Yes, I think maybe I would say that she jumped the gun, or maybe not near time. So, because I want to say that in as much as Nigerians are not patient when it comes to crisis, I must commend Nigerians. Those numbers have been very, very helpful.
Okay, you
because
mean those numbers?
Yes, the numbers. Yes, the shared. Yes, whether it's the SSS emergency lines or the NSA lines, a lot of Nigerians have been giving us so much information, and it has been of tremendous help. Because of course, I'm sure somebody will say, okay, why is it that if you say that, okay, they've been giving you a lot of information, why are the bombs still going off?
Well, very quickly, sorry to butt in, very quickly for those watching, these are some of the lines. Pretty much later we'll bring the NSA's special lines, and they are all toll-free, you say?
Yes. Apart from the fact that they are toll-free, we're also working to have these reduced numbers, maybe just three numbers or four numbers. But very short codes. You know, we're working maybe with NCC and some of the service providers, because sometimes people have complained that the numbers are rather too long, so they find it very difficult to remember. But Nigerians have been wonderful in terms of phoning in. You know, it's from some of these phone calls we've received that we've been able to nip some of these bombings. But I am saying that if every other person, you know, would stop maybe criticizing security agencies, rather provide information, I think we'll do better.
What about those that do not have telephones? Because there are some Nigerians up to now that do not have phones. Now, there's usually this fear that if I come to the police, for instance, to say, there's someone out there or this thing's happening in my area, I might be the first person to be arrested.
Okay, so let me tell you how mischievous Nigerians are too. I won't be able to mention the state, but we have had people walk in and say, look, you know, these bombs that went off here, you know, there's this guy that is somewhere there that is responsible for them, you know, and we've gone, you know, picked up these guys, done all that we have to do, only to discover that there's been some monetary issues that were unresolved. You know, we can be very mischievous people. So however you look at it, if you say you don't want to go to the police station to provide information, it's not only the police that is the security or law enforcement agency. You have the civil defense. At least those ones have not harassed any person. If you say, okay, you can't even go to the SSS, go to the civil defense. Whatever information you give to them, I'm sure they'll be able to move it to the proper, appropriate agency for action.
Well, the way it is now that we're talking about the people, the citizens' participation in all of the security matters, in some places like Borno, Maiduguri, and even Bauchi, some other places where we know most of the locals don't understand, well, the English language. Now, with numbers like that on the screen, do you have, because you have your men in places like that, do you have a means with which you can converse with them in their mother tongue?
Yeah, let me tell you, the NSA, the office of the NSA, is doing so much in this line, because I know that the NSA, along with the Ministry of Information, have had a national summit where all information managers were brought to Abuja, and that was sometime in July. And I want to tell you that we've had tremendous results, because those ones have gone back. You know, some of those leaflets we actually brought here too. A lot of state governors are partnering with us, are collaborating to translate such leaflets into the local dialects. So you find out that everywhere there's this consciousness, reawakening of consciousness for people to be more, conscious of their environment. The information ministries at the state level, the National Orientation Agency, everybody is making sure that if you don't have a television, you don't have a telephone, at least through the transistor radio, you'll be able to get some of these security tips rolled out.
Well, would you say that awareness has had any impact so far? It has.
Because you go to a motor park and somebody drops a bag, you see everybody scampering when they can't find the owner of the bag. You know, so sometimes you find out that a lot of these issues, people are, you know, turning them into, you know, comic shows and all, but it's actually having an effect. Because even in the market, you know, somebody drops a paper bag and it's, who has this paper bag? People begin to run, you know, because if that's the way we judge whether people are actually responding to the tips we are putting for or not.
Doesn't that sound more like they're doing that based on rumors? For instance, you know, we heard, oh, it's Okotodo was what happened. They dropped the paper bag, and before you know what's happening, the market exploded. Shouldn't we place more emphasis on, you know, much as we scamper for safety if we're not sure of what's in the bag, we should also call, you know, just to be sure.
Well, but you see, at that particular point, the important thing is you sending a message for people to be more security conscious and aware of their environment. There are situations where people have seen bags and they are not boarded, and at the end there's been an explosion. So however way they are responding, it's fine by us.
As long as they're not getting hurt.
Yes, as long as they're not getting hurt. Whether they call us or not, at least that immediate reaction of going away, since you cannot determine what is in the bag, is what we want. We want people, first of all, to take their own safety in their hands than asking that, okay, where's Marilyn Ogar? Come and move this bag. That's not what we are saying.
What about social networks? If you look at all over the world, they've used social networks against government. Now we're thinking that maybe the security service here in Nigeria should also be thinking of using it positively so that everyone can get some kind of information through their social networks, the Facebook, the Blackberries, and the Android phones and the likes.
Well, you know, we are a trend-conscious country. What is a trend? Sometimes when we take it on, we take it negatively. If you say, okay, I have had people come on Facebook to tell me, oh, you're talking shit, you're talking crap, you know, if you decide to use the Facebook or the Twitter now, you know, to pass this same information to Nigerians, they try to trivialize it. You have instances where people are saying, oh no, shut up. It's because you're trying to maybe, you know, transfer your responsibilities to the ordinary man and then go and collect a salary. That is why you're asking us to do all this. But with time, like I say, with time, gradually we'll get there.